Hello and welcome to part 6 of my December 2013 update. As I mentioned in my last video, this will be the penultimate part for this month, and there's going to be another part of this, and that will basically cover what is left coming out at the end of this year, plus a few other things I've ordered. So this part, mixture of Blu-rays and DVDs, mainly Blu-rays. Let's start with the first one. This is Big Trouble in Little China. I showed the steelbook of this in a previous video. This is just a normal release of it. Very nice booklet with it, same as in the steelbook, and all basically it's the same release but in the normal case. The artwork from the steelbook is on the reverse of the sleeve, so you've got a choice of both of those, depending on which one you prefer. I tend to leave them on the one that it comes with, but it's a very nice release from our video. Next up is, I'm trying to pronounce this, Thanatomorphose, and not overly familiar with this film, but it's released by Monster Pictures, and I do like a lot of the films they put out, so I tend to pick them up. And the DVDs of these aren't normally too expensive, about £9, so. So I do like a lot of horror films, and as you can see there, what it's about. I'm not sure how good it is, but it looks half decent. So looking forward to giving that one a watch. Next up is Demonic Toys from HA Films. Now I think this was originally due to come out back now anyway, and then it got postponed. I think this one was available through Amazon earlier. There's been quite a few different horror films in time that possess toys, or toys in general. This one looks really good. Versatile sleeve on there. Booklet with notes by Callum Waddell. There's a booklet inside there. Not as necessarily in depth as an Arrow video booklet, but Callum Waddell does do a lot of things for Arrow video as well, so not particularly huge amount of extra features. I mean, there's a lot, but I suppose the only one really is the making of, the main one. And then just some trailers on there as well. But yeah, really looks really interesting, so giving that a watch soon. Next up is an Aerodrome release. These are DVD releases. I'd pre-ordered this when it got first announced a while back. I think about the same time as Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was up. Forgot I'd ordered this actually. Thought for a moment actually I'd ordered it from Amazon, but ordered from Arrow. And this is on it's a Western film. So it's got a booklet as well. Again, a bit like the Demonic Toys booklet, not particularly in-depth booklet, but big enough for what it needs to be. And they do have different strands on Aerodrome, so Western horror and things like that. So they've all got different colours for the different genres. Again, with these Aerodrome, not particularly a huge amount of extra features. trailer on this one, a collector's booklet by Michael Brook, who does a lot of work for different labels, freelance. It looks really good from what I can see. I do like Western, so it's not your typical Western, but so it looks interesting. Next up, this is Cinema Paradiso. This is a film that I had the DVD of years ago and watched quite a while back. It did get released on Blu-ray from Arrow, but it wasn't particularly a brilliant Blu-ray release. So it's been fully restored now and it's part of the Arrow Academy label. And it comes in a nice little digipack booklet inside. It's got 2 discs in there. Not particularly the strongest packaging. Had I ordered this from Arrow, it probably would have come in a jiffy bag and got damaged, so luckily Amazon packed it well. I was actually expecting to be a normal Blu-ray case, but this is nice packaging. Although this cardboard, be careful not to scuff it because it can get damaged. But it's got nice selection there of extra features. And if you haven't seen this film, then I'd highly recommend watching it. Not just because it's probably one of the best foreign language films around, but it's a love letter to cinema as well. So that's that one. The last 3, the first one here of these is Leviathan, and this is a Dog Wolf release. Dog Wolf, as I mentioned before, don't necessarily release a lot of Blu-rays, but I suppose the ones that benefit from Blu-ray they do put out. And this is about fishing. And from what I've read about this, I don't know if there's a lot of dialogue in there. It's got, as usual, these nice arrangements of extra features. Not always a lot on these. Sometimes you'll get quite a lot, but usually probably about 40 minutes or so. And there's a small booklet inside as well. Next up, another title I had on DVD and I haven't seen for quite a while, and it's also part of the Arrow Academy range, and this is The Long Goodbye, starring Elliot Gould, directed by Robert Altman. Again, this is a very nice release. There's all the extra features in there, if you can see that. Sort of private eye film. If you remember the Humphrey Bogart films, things like The Big Sleep or The Maltese Falcon, it's more of a modern version of that, but it's the same sort of stories. I suppose anyone really that I can think of that came out about the same time or near enough around the same time would be Chinatown, starring Jack Nicholson. But so yeah, really want to watch this again. And I'll say there's a booklet with that as usual with Arrow releases. And the final one, and this is Juan of the Dead. This is only got a DVD release, I can't find a Blu-ray anywhere. It's a Mexican zombie film, you see the title, Juan of the Dead. So it's sort of their take on Dawn of the Dead. Unfortunately, one of the clips is broken inside the case, so the disc is loose. I'm trying not to let that slide around too much so it doesn't get scratched. There's the details there in the back, synopsis of the film. Again, a slightly different take on zombie films. And interestingly, it's not an American film. It is, I think it's Mexican. Not had a chance to watch this yet, but I have seen clips of it. And I was having a look around on Amazon the other day, and I happened to remember this title, so I had a look, and it was only about £3, so I picked it up. So I have to get that case replaced so the disc doesn't get all scratched up in there. So that's the 8 titles there. Next video for these updates will probably be end of the month. As I say, I'm waiting on a couple of titles in the post, and then there's a couple that I haven't shipped yet because it's not the last week of releases this week. Tomorrow is the 23rd, so I think a couple of titles possibly then, and then there's some on the 30th. But I should get those by end of December. So as usual, please rate, comment and subscribe, and until my next video, thanks for watching.